Hello, my name's Tori Karpenko. I'm an artist from Twist, Washington. The opportunity to do something for the new Winthrop Library, it just struck me right away as something I absolutely wanted to be a part of. And Hannah and I have both felt very strongly about bringing the outside into the space. I love giving people access to something kind of wild in a public space. For the library, I'm doing a large permanent installation sculpture that is from a cedar tree. It took a while to find the tree. It's not like you can go shopping and say, I want that one, the large one. It had to have that magical shape of being very interesting naturally, and then also being affected by wildfire. This particular tree that I selected was facing away from the road, so it was kind of a matter of rubbernecking and being like, It was like this kind of light shining down on this tree because it had burned so perfectly in the middle. It created this void. I had this really nascent idea of a tree that you could stand in that was big enough that it could shelter someone. And so it really just kind of blows me away that that tree actually did exist. I'm estimating that this cedar tree was born in 1862, based on counting the rings that were still there. It is 17 feet tall, 7.5 feet wide at the base, and it weighed 2,700 pounds when we picked it up. I did a bunch to prepare the tree, then we went up in January with snowmobiles, took a day just to prep it, a second day to cut it down. We had it rigged from behind so that it would land extremely softly on the powder. And then it sat there until spring. Brought a boom truck all the way up. It was able to lift the tree up, put it on the back of the boom, drove it to my house. To get the tree from the wild to its current installation state, I had to very carefully remove the remaining bark on the outside. I had a guy sandblast off about 80% of the char on the inside to make it safe to touch and more approachable. And then it was really a marathon of sanding. I have put my hand on every inch of that tree with hand sandpaper, getting it to a point where it could be touched. Drove the tree very slowly to Winthrop, unloaded the tree very slowly, got it to the last remaining opening in the building. It snuck through by a matter of inches, and then we slowly and carefully stood the tree up. At no point in any of that did the tree get damaged. So then I basically have spent the last month doing the finishing touches. I have put on multiple coats of linseed oil, finished the color paint on the inside, buffed up the metal plate, bolted it to the floor, and then just, kind of fussed with little details. When people walk into the library, the feeling I want them to have when they see the tree is a feeling of grandeur, of wow, of wonder. That tree is really special and nature is just amazing. And I get to go walk up to this any time of the year and interact with it and get to know a tree in a way that maybe I couldn't otherwise. I also want people to feel a sense of hope that after a fire, after we've been through so much, we have resilience. We bounce back. So the blue that you see really is about that sense of hope and the possibility for regeneration. My second project for the library is called Books to Birds. It centers around donor recognition. There's something really awesome about just holding a book. And so I wanted to make books that really captured the key donors on a shelf that people will be able to look at for generations. There will be 67 books on 4 different shelf locations with engraved names on the spines. And I've experimented with a lot of different species, landed on maple, alder, maybe a hint of Doug fir. Books do a lot more than just sit on the shelf. They're also meant to leave the shelf and be read. And when we read, we're transported. And so I wanted to take some of that energy and basically have 6 books that are leaving the shelf and going up into the space above them, transforming into birds. The entry hallway is a very beautiful space architecturally. And I think that these birds will really bring your eye up into the space above you. It has this beautiful vaulted ceiling. So hopefully it's an opportunity for people to pause as they come in and just take in that entry space. And then you'll see these names that really made this project happen. Some of the key feelings that I hope to evoke with the Books to Birds project is, first of all, books are like time capsules. These books will sit on a shelf for decades and for generations, and people will see these names and know these people made this project happen, that this is capturing a moment in time. And then the other feeling is that I really want people to feel that feeling that you get from opening a book and diving in and being transported. I'm using birds as a metaphor to create that feeling of traveling around a space. Something that just really excites me is the moment when we share this space together. This is something people have been looking forward to for a long time. A lot of energy has gone into this building. It's great that they incorporated art from the very beginning. That was the right way to do it. I'm thrilled that I get to be a part of that, and that when the library opens, that moment of interacting with people is the real magical payoff.